Hello! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Roman Puss here with some more OPBR. Now today I wanted to go over a little bit something kind of different and something that kind of bounced off of one of my previous videos. Someone told me I should actually start going over like some map specifics, kind of some how-tos, some do's, some don'ts on those as well. So I think I'm going to start doing that. We're going to kind of slowly cover all of the maps in due time. And today we're going to be starting off with the only Drum Island. So I wanted to get into that, look at this overall structure, things you should do, things you shouldn't do, kind of some certain characters' tricks for those of you that aren't aware, and go over a little bit of those and let you guys know how they are. So also, if you want to check me out live streaming on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do private battles, friend battles, league battle snipes, and all that fun stuff. So if you want to check me out there, we can do that too. But other than that, let's get into it. Now, here's my map here. Here's my map. We got the overall structure. It's beautiful. I drew my own treasures on it. I know, artistic. Things we're going to go over. Let's start with runners, alright? Now, as a runner, your first thing's always to go is skip a treasure because you know you're supposed to. Run up, run to C. If you're a Kaku, if you're a Dolphy, you will generally get it first. By the way, if you're Dolphu and Kaku running up to this, both, Kaku should beat Dolphy generally every time. But that's your main goal. If you get C treasure, you don't understand how helpful that is. Even if you are full color disadvantaged, even if you run up, get the treasure, and die instantly. If your team's able to follow up and hold that treasure, which they should, realizing that you should be dying right away, they should be able to be there and help you. So getting that C treasure is tremendous if you have like a crazy strong defender. Obviously, I know you can't always rely on your defenders, but you have to play the game like you expect them to be good. Because if you don't, then you will sit there and get 0-5'd. Kind of like the matter when everyone's running you down and you're stuck at A treasure because there's 4 of the enemies. You just got to run past and hope your teammate will deal with it. So just expect that. Once you complete C treasure, honestly, sitting and fighting, depending, obviously there's some people you can fight, but maybe if you're someone like Kaku, or someone like, probably not Dolphy, but if you're someone like Kaku, maybe run, shoot your draft out. Obviously if you miss, that's like one thing, or if they perfect dodge, that's like another thing. Just try and run. Just perfect, shoot your draft, run, yeet, go. If you're like, maybe use your skills, go on cooldown. Potentially they'll have like someone on each treasure. You need to look and pay attention to who's sitting on that treasure. This is one thing people don't pay attention to, is what enemies are where. I feel like they don't have any clue or any idea of what's going on. But obviously, if you're a Kaku and there's like a Blackbeard, or if you're a green Perona runner, or if you're like a very squishy runner, like maybe a Snake Man. Snake Man could potentially like mess with the Blackbeard a little bit, but just keep an eye out. Know who you can and cannot fight easily, at least, and be able to go from there. Some people you may just be able to stall. If you're a big mom, obviously jump down to E treasure or potentially D treasure, see, depending on what's going on, and see if you can just take it from there. If you have people who back you up at C. If E treasure does not work out, then obviously just come over here, run straight to here, go to D treasure. That's your best bet. You're less likely to beat people here. You probably will have someone here and here as like attackers, just sitting there guarding it, be ready to turn on you, so be ready to fight them. But overall, I think just keep moving. You should never just be sitting there doing nothing. But sometimes it is occasionally best to sit there and help your team hold C treasure until you can get your team there. That's like your main goal, is to hold C treasure. Let me get rid of that just so it's not in the way. Overall, obviously, as a runner, you are trying to be a runner. You want to do the runner things. You want to sit there and keep getting flags. Potentially, sometimes you might push too far. If you see your team dies at C, then you can maybe run back up there and hopefully save the flag. If you can't, then obviously run down and get to D. So your goal is to just either be a distraction, which is what a lot of runners try to do, or just be getting the treasures in general. So it helps a lot, tremendously, if you think about it. Sometimes you might not get MVP for it. I know a lot of runners don't necessarily, but I think runners are the most broken class. Anyways, that's pretty much the overall for runners. It's nothing like too crazy, too complicated. Just keep an eye out for these structures and stuff. A lot of people like to do the thing where they run here and go here. That can work. It's kind of a big time waster. I don't recommend doing that when you're playing on this map. If you're going, run here and run here. If you're playing someone like Kaku, try and do this. Save your jump, save your dash. A lot of people will use it like at this point. Don't use it at that point. You want to save it. Use your run up here. Just run up here. Use this, or maybe like dash like up here. It depends, because you just want to get to this edge fast and jump off, and then you can eat treasure. But if you run here, people know you're going for eat treasure. They're going to come get you. So like it's way better to loop around B and jump off. Just keep that in mind. That's like much better. The loop around is such a waste of time because everyone sees you. If like it's too long to go, and everyone sees you. So it's not truly worth it. Obviously, if they're blocking B point, then you kind of have to go around. That's the only time I would say if the enemy has B treasure and you're trying to go, then you got to go like over at loop around. Probably going this way is not the most ideal. So I would definitely go to the right, loop here, and go there. Next up, we have defenders. Oh, defenders, my lovely defenders. If you have someone like Fujitora, you kind of run amok. If you're Fujitora, a lot of the time players don't pay attention. So if you come right here, place your meteor, it like covers like this ground. By the time your meteor falls, it will whack people as soon as they get to that point. So if you're Fujitora, that's a little fun fact for you. A lot of people know that by now, so might be looking for it, but just keep an eye out for that. It is something you can pull off pretty easily. Charge your treasures. Now, here's one thing I think is way more important. Honestly, okay, a lot of people will jump off this edge like right here and try and fight you, which you might have to keep an eye out for. But you can sit here and you'll be able to see the enemy team get there by then. But if you see your runner runs up, gets the C treasure, but they're all alone, rush to C treasure because they got that. You want to hold on to that C treasure for as long as possible and maintain that. And obviously, if just a single runner runs up, goes and dies, they're going to take it back immediately. So going up and helping your team, like, yes, it's good to charge treasures, but it's not always good to charge treasures because you want to be able to hold on to the C flag. So I don't think always just sitting here 100%ing this A is the best thing to do because this one's a lot easier to take back than C treasure. Remember, in one of my previous do's and don'ts, C treasure is of the utmost importance. It kind of gives you your like base ground and allows you to push forward and gives you a lot of momentum for your team. A lot of people don't realize this, but that's how it works. Next up, if you have blue ace, just one thing I want to tell you with blue ace. If you have 2 blue aces on your team, you got like, first off, the last 35 seconds of the game, I was discussing with Uncle Freeman, the last 35 seconds of a game are all that matters. So skip the first 2 minutes, whatever happens. Like obviously the first like layout of the game matters, but try and hold everything for the first 2 minutes. If you have a blue ace with the shield, if you place one right here, and then place one right here in the last 35 seconds, you guys should be able to sit, or like say they got like character boost. If you can like place 2 shields right there, that would be insane and allows you to hold all of those. Someone else is telling me you could potentially just shield off here and shield off here, but probably no one's really going to be coming from this end. So it'd be better to just double shield here. But that can stall them for so long. You can sit there, you can wail on them, you can get your charge 2 of your skill 1 that will allow you to like blast them and like weigh them down. So keep an eye out. If blue ace is going to be a monster on this map because of this shield. Or if you want to shield off these 2, that allows you to run that as well. But generally, because you will have like all these 3, so you'll have ABC. So if you want to shield off D and shield off C, that works too. You can at least stall them. You can give up D at the very end. That's fine. But the blue ace is going to be a monster. I think he'll be fantastic. You could do potential stuff where you shield here, but that's not really the best. So there's so many different defenders that do different things. People like Magellan run up and sit on C, and it's fantastic. If you're a Mihawk, sitting up in this corner, obviously sitting here or sitting here, he can whack people with his skill 2. He can shoot them right here, hit them on the cliff, like even through that wall, and like knocks them back. So Mihawk, make sure you have great positioning on that. You're really annoying to get up by on C. Also, last note, as a defender, this kind of brings me back to just overall, like they have character boost. It's the last like 10-15 seconds left. You have like 3 or 4 of you are up. You have 1 guy on the treasure. Let me change my color here. You have 1 guy on the treasure. 1 guy's right here. You got another guy. Like, so everyone likes to clutter on the treasure. That's not what you're trying to do. You got 4 enemies coming up here, running up here. You want to be sitting here. Probably not sitting here. This isn't going to help too much. It might. And sitting right here. Honestly, I would have this middle guy probably sit over in this spot, so that way he can kind of run and sit far enough back. He can get in a little better position because he might just get cornered in that spot and just get killed. So make sure you guys are a little bit spread out so you can defend those treasures. That way, when the enemy team comes rushing up with that team boost, they don't just all one-shot you, because you'll get shanked, run straight through here, spin around, and then whoosh, and just destroy all of you. So don't all sit on Seek Treasure. That's just, I've ranted about this. Just keep an eye out for that. If you guys ever get to the point where you're 4-0ing or 4-1ing and you got like this D treasure, oh, if you can be a defender and sit on D treasure, You want to take care of D treasure instead of C treasure in that point because it's so easy for you to hold right here. If you're a defender and you're like, if they're like really having a tough time killing you, oh, D treasure is like one of the best spots. Obviously, be careful because they can knock you down and knock you over. So sitting like right here in the center spot or like right around this corner is your best bets. Yeah. Next up for attackers, honestly, I don't even play that much attacker. I feel like they just run forward and they just do. Half the time they just die brain dead anyway. But it's whatever. It is what it is. Attackers don't take A flag. We know this. Generally, B flag's going to be your option, but if you have like 2 defenders, you don't need to take B flag. Let the second one take that and charge that quickly. Go help with C with hopefully a runner. I'm expecting you guys have an evenly distributed team. I know a lot of the case everyone runs 4 fucking runners, so just that amazes me in of itself because you guys don't charge treasures, you guys don't take treasures that fast. Like, stop playing double attacker. It's not helpful. Yeah, you just be attacker. If you're Shanks, obviously you can sit here. Don't give... If you are Shanks, or if you're Rayleigh... No, if you're Shanks and you have a teammate coming up behind you and you see a Rayleigh on the enemy team, don't blow your thing, especially on the first start of the game. If everyone's not paying attention, you can sit here and throw your thing. But, like, don't... Like, I'll be a teammate. I have several times that I've been, like, a defender running up to come help my team... And I got Mr. Shanksy Poo shooting his little thing with Rayleigh to come and stun the both of us and kill him generally, but like sometimes kills me instead. And it is infuriating. So pay attention. There's times when you know the enemy's paying attention and times where they're not. So just like watch out for that. I know that's obviously specific to certain characters, but just keep an eye for that. Attackers, yeah. If you guys are stalemated, you can't get the C flag, and you guys are stuck at B and A, you can run and jump off here and try and take E. At least mess with the people at E. I know you can't take flags that fast, but if you have a runner, if you have like 2 people you can't like take on, if you can run down and jump down with a runner, that is like probably your best circumstance because that's your best odds of getting this flag. So attackers, I think you want to run along with your runners and be there to help them. Defenders leave to defend and whatnot. But that is our Drum Island stage. That is our overall overview for this thing. I think there's lots of things that can go on, and it all depends on the characters that are being used as well. There's all sorts of differences, but whether they're ranged characters, melee characters, this and that. So that's just kind of a general guideline of how I like to play on Drum Island. So I hope that helps you guys, and hopefully you learned something today. So that is all I have for you guys. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe if you liked the video. If you didn't, that's fine too. Also, once again, check me out on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's all I have for you guys. So I'm your boy Roman Puss. I'm going to be taking off. Yeah, hello. Peace, beautiful people.